Hello, Collective. Welcome to the Humble Sage. If you're new here, be welcome. If you're returning, thank you for supporting my channel. Either way, you're very much appreciated. Today, Collective, we're going to be doing an off-the-cuff reading. We're going to see what comes out. It's a general message, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And it's also a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, it's for you at that time. I hope you find some benefit. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to keep you updated. It'd be great to have you a part of the community, Collective. Let's see what's what. Actually, no, we'll start with an earthly magic card. Hope you're doing well at this time, Collective. I hope life is treating you well. And if not, just know it's all a part of the changes in life. Flow with change. Full moon completion. Nice. For all the people that are seeing this message on the 24th, around the 24th of February 2024, there's a full moon coming up on the 26th. So for some of you, it could be the completion of a drastic cycle. You can actually be finding freedom. The full moon is awesome energy to work with. There we go. The Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Six of Pentacles. Wow. You know what I'm getting here, Collective? Whatever you've been working on away from others, you've had some level of solitude or at least isolated yourself away from toxicity, is what this feels like. Right? Because then walking forward, you're stepping away from that. You've reached the point now where you have this abundance. This could be internal abundance. It might be pentacles, but it's something that is tangible to you. It's within your conscious realm here. And you can see here how you're moving forward. You can see what no longer serves you. It could be a phase of absolutely just cutting everything out that doesn't serve you. And there's nothing wrong with that, Collective. At first, you may feel guilty for doing so, or may feel like there could be repercussions from it. But at the end of the day, Collective, if you have to walk away from these things, then these things weren't serving you anyway. When you work hard on self like this, you have this prudence, and you're working on life, your personal realm here. It's a stage card. It can be that you see the truth of a situation. We don't just see the toxicity in others, we can see how we fed into that toxicity. If, for example, let's just say it's a workplace and it's not working out, then that's not necessarily the workplace, it's not necessarily their fault. It can be that you no longer resonate with those people anymore. You don't resonate with the values of the organization anymore, in which case it's your responsibility as a manager, a leader, supervisor, it doesn't matter, a worker bee, a volunteer, for you to step forward and say, do you know what, this isn't for me anymore. I can find a new charity, a new company, I can do my own thing. There's nothing toxic about that. If you are stepping away from other people's toxicity, or you're realizing the toxicity that you fed into a situation by stepping away, it helps you to heal so you can step back into the world, not projecting your insecurities. There's nothing wrong with that. Because after all, if everybody's busy projecting at you, then why should you have to put up with that, Collective? Especially with this powerful full moon energy. It's almost like in life that I've realized that we go through life and people can sometimes try to hold your past against you. Why? It's silly. Nobody's past is laudable, right? It's far from laudable. But when you see, look at this, when you see through perhaps how people treated you like this, and they try to keep you in this poverty energy, it could be that they just gave you bare minimum, crumbs even. Like it could be family, friends. And you realize actually that it was always very imbalanced, that they expected you to give and give and give and give to them in their situation. Whenever they needed you, you were there. But when you needed them, they weren't. Now you could moan about that to the end of days, Collective. But why? When you have the opportunity here to move forward, don't give it more energy, don't give it drama, because that's sometimes all that people want, or to fish for information, or whatever it might be. So instead, step forward. You can be in this energy, the universe then will balance it out. You'll move into a situation, a new workplace that you feel there are people there that resonate with you. The values of the organization, perhaps it's a higher position where you're not kept down low and expected to do all of the dirty work like that as it might be, right? Because you know your worth. And when you know your worth, collective, and you see it, you see through, like, you see how your heart is getting stronger, you see how your mind is developing, there's brain heart coherence. When that happens, there's nothing to apologize for because you're actually aligning with the universe and you're going after exactly what it is that you want to. And I'll go as far as to say that if anybody ever tried to make you apologize for that or tried to make you feel bad, or, maybe it might be that people unfriend you. Okay, that's their decision. If people want to unfriend you and people don't want to engage with you anymore, okay. Particularly if you were nothing but loyal, collective, you know? You were emotionally loyal. You were there to be emotionally supportive over the years. And that's okay. Because as you move forward, you'll find your soul tribe, collective. You'll find people who resonate with you, and you'll have this. This card for me also speaks about self esteem, self respect, and the universe reciprocates that energy and moves you from choppy waters into calmer waters. You find a sense of self again, sense of peace. This card feels peaceful. The sky isn't blue though. It speaks to me then about times that were tough where you had to work and work and work and work, but now you're moving into bluer skies. But that takes time. It takes time to get to that point because these waters, after all, were choppy. There was a storm that just happened. The sky needs to clear. This before the sun comes out and you see the rainbow in the Ten of Cups, you still have to have this movement forward. You still have to flow. And that can be as easy or as difficult as we seek to make it. But it can be painful, collective. That's life though. Life is pain. Work is pain. It's just how you deal with that. It's how you have those tools. And it's important. I feel it is, you know? And if you're watching tarot, then it's probably important to you as well, because that's why we watch tarot, why we read tarot, whatever your divination tool is because we want insight into life. We want to learn and grow. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. The Six of Wands and the Two of Swords. What did I just say, collective? As you move forward and you follow your intuition here, which is also here, right? It's like this higher level of emotional understanding here of self, this maturity is here. We can see how it's manifest with this Six of Wands, this Jupiter in Leo. It is being the leader in your own life. You lead yourself forward. You could consider these perhaps as your ancestors in the background, guiding you and leading you in each step in life. Ancestors is not people who passed within this realm that we knew. They can be our spiritual ancestors, always guiding us. They could be your spirit guides. Whatever entity, deity, whatever your belief system is, they're guiding you forward here into a new beginning, right? Because this only happens, what you can see in this card, only happens after war, only happens after conquest. And sometimes that conquest is over ourselves. And that's the reason now why the laurel wreath is there, because you become the master of yourself at this stage. Within the next stage, there will be more challenges. It isn't always going to be plain sailing. There will always be choppy waters that go to calm waters. That's the nature of life. I mean, you can even see in this card, the waters are not still. And that's why it's an intuition card for me, you know? Because within us, no matter how still we are, the universe is always moving. It's always changing. That's the one constant of the universe. Everything comes from nothing and ultimately goes back to nothing. Therefore, there's always movement, there's always change, there's always growth. So you can either flow with the universe or you can try to control everything around you. No, we can only control ourselves, and that's the best way to be. Because once you control yourself, as you step forward, you don't need to try to control other people because you have those correct tools. You have these tools in place to help you build, to help you grow, to help you flourish. And if that means that you have to be isolated for a period of time, so be it. It's your life, collective. People might send baneful magics. They might be attacking you in the spiritual realm, astral projecting to you. But really, all these people are doing is just showing a lack of control over themselves, a lack of control over their inner world because they seek to control others, especially around the full moon time. People with their full moon magics thinking actually they're having some control over a person, when actually they probably had no control over you in the first place, collective. It was an illusion. an illusion to make them feel, to have this sense of grandeur, an illusion to make them feel that they're above other people because they don't want to face themselves, they don't want to do the inner work. Okay, that's not really up to anybody else but them. And it's their life. Each person has a life. Spirit is manifesting itself through each person. So if they don't want to evolve, then spirit was still evolving itself through others, because after all, there's such a thing as oneness. The Three of Wands here and the Hangman. Look at that. The decision that came before this collective with the two. Look at this here. This decision to find peace is paramount. And that's how you're able to see clearly which ships you want to get onto in your own life. This construction of the universe, all of these supplies that are coming to you and also leaving the port. You need a clear mind in order to be able to view the port clearly. This is your sign to say, here, me, I need this resource. I need that resource. I don't need that resource. You need to have discernment. And this is part of that. What emotionally guides us sometimes can mislead us because we can be manipulated in some way. And that's part of life, is it not? Not to be so manipulated by people's dark intentions towards us, but instead to take a step back and say, well, no. And then you see, right, how I was watching something the other day on YouTube Shorts about questions they asked a billionaire, and they had some tips, and one of them was, you'll see how people change when they can't use you anymore. How nasty people can get because they can't use you anymore. And that's possibly the reason why you see so many wealthy people take a step back from the world. It's not that they don't have many friends, perhaps, but why would you want to be around people who can see that you're doing well or done well for yourselves? They weren't there to support you, but they've got their hand out expecting, even after they may have tried to damage you, harm you, no matter what that looks like, physically, psychologically, spiritually. But then they expect you to be there for them. They expect you to in some way answer their call. I'm like, excuse me, we had you in this energy in the past, but it's okay. And still think to manipulate you. And then now they're in this energy they want you to give to them. And they don't think it's fair that the universe is balancing it out, that they kept you in this energy with this Two of Pentacles here. But now the universe is balancing it out and saying, well, no, actually, it belongs to this person. Or this person is building for themselves and we're reciprocating that energy. Then these people might say, well, that's not fair. Why is justice over our head? Well, that's what happens when you try to keep other people in poverty. That's what happens when you interfere with other people's lives. The universe will send that straight back at you. Indeed, as soon as you've done it, it just takes time. This realm of action is much, much slower than the higher realms. The Three of Pentacles. Exactly. Your higher understanding here, collective, is not just how to build your construct, but to have a correct formation of it. The stages that go into it. You start with a solid piece of rock here. You may need to draw it out with chalk. You chip away at the edges. Then perhaps it's the geometric shapes that go into the circle here, the triangles. Then you might go in there with a different chisel and create these intricate shapes. Each stage is a training process. It doesn't just happen overnight. Nothing good ever came overnight. It takes time to cultivate yourself and cultivate this mindset, this Pisces energy here. Pisces energy can be very tough to work with. A lot of people run away from it because it speaks about a hidden realm within you. It's the 12th house. It can speak about a realm of you that is not just hidden, but a realm that we don't really look at. Every other house is pretty obvious in a sense, because it's kind of in front of you, right? But then people shy away from the 8th house, scorpionic energy, right? People don't want to dive into that darkness and see the darker aspects of themselves, the shadow part of themselves. They'd rather let their inner demons run rampant and think that in some way that's them having control over life. And yeah, okay, to a degree, you may have a control over aspects of your life, but you're just controlling the things outside of you. That's not controlling your inner world. You might say that astral projection is an aspect of controlling your inner realm. Okay, agreed. But what are you doing with that tool? You see, if you take a step back and look and to see, why am I doing these things? You know, how did it become so, you know, such a need to try to control other people around me? I mean, some people just want to do it for money. Fair enough, that's life. But then the question is, did nobody think about the repercussions? You see people behaving badly behind closed doors, right? Then they make out to people in the street they're an angel. That's very interesting, instead of just being a real person. Right? That's interesting to me. But everyone has their past. Everyone has their own insecurities, and that's how we move forward in life. You either want to address them or you don't. But whatever you do, collective, never, ever let anybody try to hold your past against you, particularly when their past is far from laudable and they want to throw things in your face and want to lie to people about you to create some false narrative, right? In that case, mention it to them, Why not? You don't always have to be silent. Silence can be a good thing, but sometimes standing up for yourself and speaking your truth is necessary, because then they realize actually you're not a mug. The people that once thought they could manipulate you, right? Then they realize actually no. They realize quickly that actually no, you were never the weak one. You were never the mug. You were never the joke. You just sat down quietly and allowed people to do what they wanted to do. Fine. Let people have their rope. Keep giving them their rope. Fine. You want to carry on? Because you see the truth of people. You see the truth of who they are when they can't have what they want. Indeed. I saw that somewhere. The saying was, you never truly know someone until they don't get what they want. That hit different, I've got to say. So, down here, we've got the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords, the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. Whoever I'm speaking to here, it seems like you've built this armor, like the universe has given you this armor. So when I say you've built it, it's like you've earned it, right? Because nothing in this life is deserved, not at all. You've earned it, collective. You've earned this accolade here. Why shouldn't you have this emotional truth with you? To have control of your emotions doesn't make you a mamby-pamby person. Just because you go out in life with a sense of compassion and kindness, that actually makes you a lot stronger than everybody else who wants to hide that aspect of them. Because typically, when you see a kind person, there is a saying, I can't remember that, but there is a saying about a kind person, how actually there was a lot of damage that happened and it took a lot of control to keep themselves in order, something like that, right? Especially with the King of Swords here. This feels like emotional balance to me. Instead of flying off the handle, instead here, look at this. Having this balance, utilizing some logic once in a while. Not just jumping to a pair of candles or just going wild and thinking to harm people behind the scenes. Then when they find out, oh, no, that's not fair. Oh, no, it is fair. Because you found that inner strength and you express that now. You're matching the energy of your ancestors here who worked hard to help you grow and develop, who helped you to move forward. Speak your truth. And people try to shut you down because they don't like the fact they can't control you anymore. As if, are you mad? And the Hierophant here, whatever happened here, collective, whoever I'm speaking to, you know your own story. This was all in divine order. It was supposed to happen like this. And it could have happened differently. There are an infinite amount of ways that this could have happened for you, collective, of course. That maybe you wouldn't have had the strength to stand up for yourself. You wouldn't have kept a record of what was going on. You wouldn't have kept quiet and just watched people and have them treat you badly, try to traumatize you and trying to bully you into a corner to put you in a box so that you wouldn't speak out about their behavior. No matter what this looks like, workplace, home life, apparent congenial relationships, friendships or relationships like with a partner or whoever, you know? It's strange how people behave. But once you see it like this collective, that you already made the choice to be strong and that you're creating your own universe, then I don't understand why people wouldn't see anything to say that you don't expect a cookie every time you get something right. But if you're there to support people over the years, you soon see them when you achieve something, how either nobody cares or they're actively trying to put it down or badmouth it or creating fake social media pages or whatever they're doing, trying to make you look bad or just trying to create some syndicate against you and all this nonsense. And you just think, wow, some people really have got a lot of time on their hands to be haters when actually they know full well they're only doing it because you didn't do anything to them in the first place. So they're just trying to make you look bad, I suppose, and try to pick you apart just to make themselves sleep better at night. Frankly, that's quite pathetic. I suppose in some cases, this swift movement, you know, this change that happened here may feel like a blessing, it may have felt like a curse, but it is about this swift change here that happened, that you quickly went from this energy to this energy, right? Then with the King of Pentacles here, it could be that this could be someone's significant other because now the universe is now going to bring this in because you are now matching that energy, right? It could be collective that you're going from strength to strength, and actually from them thinking they kept you trapped like this, or indeed a self-imposed mental prison, you kept yourself trapped by worrying about what other people thought, then now actually that's irrelevant because you've stepped out of that cage, built your own garden, and no, it may not be the 10, it may not be glamorous, but at least it's everything you created collective. You can say honestly that along this journey, you did those qualifications yourself. You built a business yourself. You worked in your career yourself. You worked in your home yourself. And so now that's manifest here, more so, with the king. This grounded spirituality also. I mean, we saw the ancestors here. There's also your ancestors blessing you with the grapes. The robes that he's wearing even are a little bit more extravagant than this, but it's not about the extravagance of how it looks to others. It's the fact that you're wearing it because you achieved it. This energy doesn't feel like, especially with the King of Pentacles, it doesn't feel like that it was given to them. It doesn't feel like an entity just handed it to them and said, there. It feels like the hard work that goes into creation. Pain is creation. This self-actualization happens, and so then this happens. It's a byproduct. Because wealth is health, health is wealth. Wealth is not just about what you have in your wallet. It's what you have in your mind, your emotional mind, your spiritual sense of self, how you look after your body, what you eat, sleep, all of these things contribute to it. I'm sure everyone can say a lack of a good night's sleep will put you in a hella bad mood the next day. And when that happens, then can you concentrate? Yeah, you can concentrate, but can you work at optimal level? Possibly not. This requires a level of personal responsibility. And you see that, you see how people's malevolent ritual work, for example, manifests in their life, right? You can see how what happens. You just look to see what's happening in their lives, right? You can see how they're not really doing much of anything. They just expect to be handed things, right? You can see like their health declining, for example, or maybe it's in some cases, maybe they're in this energy. You can see that they possibly put this out to others and now they're in this energy. They're having some sort of drought in life. Like, you can't build a garden from this. You see my point? Like, this isn't a garden. The garden is way, way, way up here. And it takes time to walk up that mountain. It takes time to even learn what you're going to need for the journey. And you learn along the way, yes. But look how far away that edifice is. Look how far. And here it is. This is part of the king's castle, the king and queen, right? This is like control over the realm because they have control over themselves. They are the realm, like the emperor and the empress. Achievement, just because somebody achieves something and sometimes they share it with the world, that doesn't mean to say that it was given to them. But sometimes that's the way people behave, as if everything's just handed to them. And that's not the case because people don't know really what you're doing. All they can do is poke their finger, and actually, it just comes across as jealousy, just like a hidden bit of jealousy because they didn't do it or they're not doing it. And if they don't have the same outlook to do the similar qualifications as you, perhaps they're thinking, well, why can't I do that? Well, you can. That's the point. Being jealous of other people's accolades will get you nowhere. And I'm sure we've all been there at some point. For me, it was a bit different. I remember in the workplace, it wasn't so much jealousy. It was just a thought, a little bit of envy. To me, those are two very different things, right? Or, they can be different things. Envy to me is more like, you're just sort of looking like, that's an awesome skill set. How can I do that? So it's just like a little bit of envy that comes and goes. But jealousy seems to be like a deep rooted, it's like the biggest disease on the planet. Like people will come at you just because they see you smiling. Like that's sad. Let's split the deck. Yeah, look at that. This need to protect your energy. People will have this need, this greed here to latch onto things because they have this lack mindset. And you have to ultimately protect your energy, especially when you go through awakenings here. See the crown chakra at the top there? The heart chakra? And balancing yourself here, you know? Interestingly, the Two of Pentacles in one of the other decks is actually somebody balancing themselves like that on two pentacles. But here, the stability. It's like people will try to attack your stability with ritual work or whatever it is, just because, well, I guess reasons, you know, to no avail. It's actually an illusion. When you have control of yourself and your mind, what are they attacking exactly? More like they're just projecting. So it just goes straight back, almost instantaneously, because energy works like that. It's just how it manifests within this realm. It just takes time. The universe just moves things around. Like, okay, you send that out to somebody, like maybe they send unaliving rituals, or maybe it was something like to destroy someone's career. So the universe gave them an illusion to make them think they destroyed someone's career, but actually, no. But the universe makes them think that, and they carry on going, digging themselves a hole. And in the end, you think, well, if they sent all of this, but actually the universe is sending me blessings like this and more, because of this self control, because of this sense of self and personal development, and possibly altruism here with these two, and this sense of altruism here to help others, which comes naturally. It's not forced, it's not contrived in any way. Right? The universe matches that energy. So while the universe is sending you blessings, collective, for being simply a decent human being on the planet with no airs and graces attached, these people that did have airs and graces, who were there sending out with all this manner of grandeur, sending out all of this nonsense, you have to ask the question, well, wow, if you're in this energy, then what's going to happen to them? Because everything multiplies. If people don't believe in karma, okay, fine, karma believes in you. Because after all, when something goes right, everyone's all about that. You see, once you complete those karmic cycles and you step into your dharma, right? So the universe is naturally protecting you because you're actually of benefit to the planet. You're actually of benefit to the human race. You're of benefit to the universe. You are a chosen one of the universe. So your energy is completely different. You're no longer in a low vibrational energy. No matter how much people try to lower your vibration, you have the tools and able to bring your vibration back up to where it needs to be. And that's true power because you're controlling yourself. That's real magic. A part of it. So if these people can only manipulate energies around them, then how are they in some way controlling themselves? Because if all they're doing is putting this malevolent energy into their environment, wow. It's a good thing you have discernment, collective. That's all I'm saying. It's a good thing you have discernment to see when people are doing these things. Or indeed, you can possibly even see them. I certainly did recently, you know. One person tried to put the veil on me, somebody who I used to call a friend. Life. Isn't that interesting? It's kind of stupid, really. They tried to put the veil on me so I couldn't see, but I was watching them trying to make me unsee. Never mind. Then people thinking they're trapping me in a construct. People trying to do like humiliation spells or whatever. Really? trying to make me, trying to knock my confidence. Bless her heart. That actually just shows how they have a lack of confidence within themselves, if that's their first thought. And if they're that greedy that they're willing to just attack people just for a little bit of cash, then that's most definitely a peasant mindset. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All they did was project into their realm exactly what they don't have, or what they feel they are lacking in life. Wow, collective. Let's get a card from the Angel Tarot. Correction. We're going to get one from the Angels of Atlantis and then the Angel Tarot. Let's get stuck in. Let's see. Uriel, trust. Yeah, look at that, with the crown chakra there beaming. That is a true gift, collective. That is a true gift in life. Once you awaken this crown chakra and you trust in yourself and your ability, and you trust in the universe that things will work out, there's nothing mamby-pamby about hope. There's nothing mamby-pamby about saying, I'm in a good situation, I'm balanced, I'm calm, I can work my way through something because I trust myself and I trust the universe. That's more powerful than having to try to manipulate everyone and everything around you, because that just shows how desperate you are. How desperate, how you feel that you don't have the skills in order to do something, you know? And I'm sure we've all been in that mindset. We've all been in a mindset where we didn't trust ourselves and we didn't have such a strong connection with the universe. I'm sure it's fair to say that you don't move in this energy if you weren't already in a lack mindset a long time ago. You know, we're all humans. We all go through life where we can feel, that people are taken from us, for example, or things happen, whatever the childhood trauma might be. And it can leave like a cavern of lack, it can leave abandonment issues, and they manifest in different ways in our life. But once we heal those parts of ourselves and actually see that, no, actually, the universe did these things so that we could grow, and actually we're still alive, we're still breathing, justice. We're still alive, we're still breathing, we're still moving forward. Then there we go. Look at that. Justice with Archangel Uriel. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What's the bottom of the deck? Nosy. Ten of Wands. Spiritual communication. Nice. Exactly. Teachers and men of law. Understanding the natural laws of the universe here. This Ten of Wands is spiritual communication because it can speak about holding on to so much spirituality. Not just spirituality as in like New Age. I mean like your personal sense of spiritual self is what I'm talking about. Right? Those multiple aspects of self. Sometimes it can feel like a struggle, sometimes it doesn't. But nonetheless, we flow through it anyway, and that's part of our justice. Wouldn't you rather have control over yourself? Thank you for joining me here today, Collective. It's been a pleasure to read for you. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, I've put the details in the description box below. Please feel free to reach out to me via email or any of the social media platforms. Drop me a DM and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, Collective, please take care of yourselves.